Hi guys, welcome to a What's in My Dock video for March 2013. Just want to give you a quick run through of the stuff that I have in my dock and a couple of cool applications in my apps folder. A lot of the stuff that you'll see are standard Mac apps or really popular apps, so I won't go into too much detail on all of them, but there's a couple of cool ones in there that I'm keen to show you guys, so let's get into it. So Finder, everyone's got that. Google Chrome, my favorite browser. Twitter, pretty standard. Google Earth, absolutely love Google Earth. Once I started to find out all of the different things that you can do with it, I found that I used it a lot more than I was expecting to, so I really recommend checking it out. You might be surprised with what you can do. FaceTime and messages, I spend a lot of time at my computer, so being able to iMessage and video call straight from my dock is pretty handy. Of course, I've got iTunes, VLC player. If you have a Mac, you really need this media player. It's just, I mean, you can use QuickTime and get a plugin like Perion, which will give you a lot more different media formats that you can play through QuickTime, but VLC just has it all ready to go. So I strongly recommend that one. Next up is Screeny. I absolutely love Screeny. I used to have ScreenFlow to record my desktop. ScreenFlow costs $100. Screeny is completely free, and for the most part they work in pretty much the same way. Yeah, there's a few missing features, but I'd much rather have a simpler screen recording application and $100 in my pocket. So definitely worth checking that one out. iMovie is pretty standard. Pixelmator is fantastic if you want to touch up photos and get a little bit more involved than you can in iPhoto, but you don't necessarily want to go to Photoshop or Aperture. Pixelmator is only $16 in the App Store, and it's a fantastic app, so I recommend checking that one out. Some great videos on it on YouTube as well if you want to have a look at them. Next up, iPhoto, and then we have Views. Views is my favorite torrent client. There's a few to choose from Mac, but I just find it's a really simple, easy to use interface. So yeah, I recommend that one. It's certainly my favorite. I've got Microsoft Office and iWork. I have Keynote in my dock because I like Keynote a lot better than PowerPoint. I find that the finished product that I can get out of Keynote just looks a lot more polished, a lot nicer than PowerPoint. But at the same time, I think Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel are still well ahead of Pages and Numbers in terms of what you can do in them. Stickies, I use Stickies all the time. It's just really handy to have quick little notes that I can hide and show as I need them. It's just a really nice way for me to keep a lot of the clutter in my head organised. Next we have Mac Mail. I am looking for a better mail application. I've tried a few and didn't like them very much. I really want a better one because I don't like Mac Mail that much either, but it does the job pretty well. If you can suggest a better mail application, please let me know. I'm really keen to check them out. Next up is App Cleaner. App Cleaner is just handy when you want to delete an application from your Mac instead of just dragging the app icon to the trash. If you use App Cleaner, it'll go through and find a lot of the hidden files associated with that app, just to make sure that it actually properly removes everything. It's another great little free app. And then my system prefs, so I can get to everything really quickly. I've only got 3 folders in my dock, which get quite a lot of work. My apps folder, my documents folder, and my downloads. If I head into my apps folder, there's a couple of other things that I want to talk about. So first up is Alfred. Alfred's kind of the same as Quicksilver. Some of you may have heard of Quicksilver. Both of them are basically just Spotlight on steroids. They're really great app launchers and search features that just give you a lot more control when searching through your system. Next one is Bodega. Bodega is essentially another app store. It's a complete collection of apps specific to Mac. You can install applications directly from Bodega. You can also go to the developer sites if you want to read up more about the applications, and it's just a really handy way of finding applications that you wouldn't necessarily see in Apple's App Store. So the next application is Caffeine, which is a really tiny app but really handy. It basically is this little coffee cup up here. If you click on it to empty it or click on it to fill it, it basically just stops your computer from going to sleep. So when the coffee cup's full, your computer will stay awake until you manually put it to sleep. If you empty the coffee cup by clicking on it, then it just behaves as normal. Next one is Geek Tool. So Geek Tool's really cool. Basically what GeekTool does is it allows you to embed any information you like right onto the desktop of your computer. Things like RSS feeds, news, weather, the date, the time, all that kind of stuff. If you've got the shellcode for it, you can embed it right into your desktop. You can change the fonts, change the colors. You get some really good looking themes. There's a lot of cool videos on GeekTool, about GeekTool on YouTube at the moment. So I thoroughly recommend checking them out so you can get a really good idea of just how powerful it is. Likewise, if I think of anything or if I find anything in GeekTool that I couldn't find a video for already, I might throw up a few videos about GeekTool as well. So the next ones are Meme Generator and Rage Comics. I work in social media, so I spend half of my time communicating via memes. So this app here gets a lot of work. And you know, we all love a good Rage comic, so it's nice just to have a reader specifically for Rage comics. PS3 media server. If you have a PS3 and you want to wirelessly stream media from your Mac through your PS3, then this is a must-have. And finally, Sketchbook Express, which is kind of like a souped-up version of Paint specifically for Mac. It's available from the App Store, and I've seen some people do some amazing stuff in Sketchbook. So, you know, definitely worth checking out. You've got a whole bunch of different options, and you can make some really great stuff if you're a bit more creative than I am. So that's it, guys. That's all of the apps that I've currently got in my dock or in my apps folder. Keen to hear what you think. Keen to hear if you found any of these apps really helpful or if you really like them. Likewise, if you've got any suggestions for apps that I could check out, I'd love to hear it. Please feel free to put them in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching and have a good night.